Hello again. SA here. I didn't think I was going to make any more videos about the election. Unfortunately, to loosely quote Al Pacino in the third Godfather movie, first I was out and then it pulled me back in. Yeah. Well, believe me, the stories that have been coming out of this election, it almost sounds like a movie script. Ridiculous. Unseemly so. Well, anyway, I think that Paul Joseph Watson, he has receipts on what's been happening since the election. And believe me, man, hang on to your hats and your shorts, because this is wild. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
Trump's victory has sparked outrage among leftist women. Now they're planning to get revenge by refusing to sleep with men.
There's no way I am letting any man near me for the next few years.
Yeah, because they were beating the door down before.
Can someone tell me what MAGA men find attractive so that I can wear the complete opposite? Thanks.
You literally don't need to change a thing, love.
In solidarity with the 4B movement, I updated my Bumble profile, and I'm not gonna swipe right on anybody because fuck men and I'm not dating anymore.
Oh no, a 42-year-old cat lady has removed herself from the dating market. Forget fixing the coming demographic collapse. We're all screwed.
Like so many other women in America who have been considering trying to get pregnant, I woke up today and said, nope, not anymore.
No eggs. Empty egg carton. You don't have any eggs.
Others are making themselves deliberately more off-putting and ugly to men by shaving their heads. I'm sure this will have devastating consequences for single women who voted for Trump.
You'd rather cozy up to the white man. Now women are gonna have to just refuse to participate. Sorry, if you're a man, I will not be responding to you. If you are a man, I will not be talking to you.
Your terms are acceptable.
Right now, every American uterus-bearing person, whether you identify as a woman or not, and you are interested in men or someone with those parts.
It took her a full 20 seconds to explain what could have been covered with the words women and men.
Need to be following in the footsteps of the Korean women. Their 4B movement. No sex, no marriage, no dating, no childbirth. Until shit changes.
And she thinks this is a punishment. CNN reports that far from just being a post-election trend, the 4B movement is attracting women who haven't, quote, engaged with men romantically for several years. Yeah, I could have told you that. I'm on a sex strike.
Now, Google searches for 4B surging to record levels in the U.S. as one of its top trending searches in the last 48 hours.
Women are swearing off sex and dating to protest or abortion bans and misogyny after Trump's election win. So they're using slogans like, don't spread for red.
Ugh. And of course, implicit in this supposed campaign to swear off wanting the attention of men is, by its very contrived nature, a plea for the attention of men.
Anybody who turns on their camera to film an outburst is not actually having an outburst. Like, no normal person that's having a panic attack is like, oh, wait a minute, hold up, okay, let me log in. Okay, I'm gonna go live. Like, this is just attention-seeking weird behavior.
Far from being just a social media-centric phenomenon, this issue has very much captured the attention of the media in general. So essentially, leftist women are vowing to own the conservatives by cutting out promiscuous, degenerate sex, embracing celibacy, limiting the number of STDs and reducing the number of abortions, while basically adopting traditional values. So, exactly what conservatives wanted them to do anyway. Oh no, please don't do that. Use their own stupid traditional views against them. Say that you don't want sex before marriage. Say that you're waiting for the right man. See this as the best angle. No sex before marriage. Give them what they voted for. Oh no, please don't do that. Trump won, so I shaved my head and closing my legs forever. Thank God I'm joining the 4B movement.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida. Because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan.
What's she gonna do next? Accept Jesus as her saviour, start going to church, and stop using birth control as a form of contraception? Oh no, please don't do that. Planned Parenthood going bankrupt? No, please, no. If men won't respect our bodies, they don't get access to our bodies. Maybe respect your own bodies by not giving every Tom, Dick and Harry access in the first place. What's next? They're gonna start cancelling their OnlyFans accounts and realising that participating in the human meat market is a guaranteed way to never find a good husband. No, don't do that!
When I learned that Donald Trump had been elected president for a second time, the first thing I did was have a good long cry. The second thing I did was get on the phone and make a doctor's appointment for a surgical consultation to get my tubes tied.
Trump literally 5D chessed Democrat voters into sterilising themselves. In a 2023 Pew survey, more than 7 in 10 single women identified as a Democrat or leaned Democrat. So most of them, imagine my shock, were already single anyway.
Alright, you saw that. Now, of course, some of you are probably thinking, oh, these women were just being hyperbolic. Okay, I'll concede that. Especially consider the fact that we've had elections in this country for 200 plus years. And while it's true that people were butthurt over losing an election, whether it be the one back in 1800 or the one in 1860, or hell, even the one that happened in 1992. I remember there was a lot of right-wingers who were really, really butthurt over Clinton, Bubba, ended up winning the election. Especially when you consider all the problems he had with women, you know, which I'm not going to get into. But as you saw in Watson's video, all these women screaming into their phones on TikTok, this is like on a whole different level of hysterical. Now, of course, you probably say, what the hell's going on? Well, if my cousin, Gloria, who was a psychiatrist, a good one, she worked in Illinois, if she was still around, she would say, yeah, I would like to have some of these women on my couch and evaluate them. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's fair. Because no joke, we have a lot of undiagnosed mental illness in this country. Now, of course, some of you say, yeah, well, that's what happens when they deinstitutionalize. Yep, absolutely. But that's only half of it. Because back when I was a much younger person, I remember a police code called 5150. That's when someone is behaving, crazy in a public place, and then John Law would show up and they take them and have them held for a mental health evaluation. Now, of course, I don't think they even do that anymore. I mean, they used to, but not anymore. Why? I think it's because of priorities. Most of the people who make and enforce the laws don't consider it important. I mean, you have to be basically a Norman Bates, chopping people up first before they'll say, okay, this person needs to be put in the booby hatch. But simply saying crazy things on the computer, they'll say, just let them vent. And I'm thinking, yeah. But when you look at all these people who are venting, they all seem to have the same background. Namely, young, liberal women. And believe me, when you see some of those people in those videos, that phrase women is a bit stretching it. But And of course, in a previous video, I spoke about how the woke crowd tends to be made up of young, liberal, or I should say leftist women. Yeah, no joke. And of course, in previous videos, I mentioned about how these people are advocates for matriarchy. I ain't just referring to the type of matriarchy you would see, like, say, in Elizabethan England. No, no, no. I'm talking about matriarchy in the form of Diana Prince. Because if you remember the comic book, Wonder Woman, she came from some weird island full of Amazons, and there's no guys around, and the chicks are basically in charge. Yeah, that's what these women are advocating for. Of course, they're sneaky about it. They won't just come out and say, yeah, we want all the guys, all the dudes disappear. We just want to be in charge for a while. And indeed, anyone who remembers, and that's why you could probably say that when you look at what's happening now and compare it to, say, like, I'm trying to think of a really good example. Oh, yeah. John Kerry losing in 2004, or even Al Gore losing in the year 2000. And you say, oh, yeah, that's right. The Democrats did lose those 2 elections. And you didn't see people acting crazy back then. And of course, right now you're probably saying, oh, but the wokesters weren't around. You sure about that? Because I remember the Battle for Seattle, where Antifa was fighting the cops in the streets of the city. And that was in 1999. Okay? So, yeah, the wokesters were around. Of course, Facebook and Instagram weren't around yet, so that's why you probably didn't. And, oh my God, TikTok wasn't around, so you probably didn't see them. But they were there. They were always there. But yeah. But jump forward, to the 2016 election. Man, you saw a lot of women acting crazy. Remember, was it the Pussy Hat riots they had in Washington, D.C.? Right around the time Trump was being inaugurated that first time? Yeah. They were fighting with the cops, and they were setting things on fire and everything. Going crazy. And now, of course, when Joe Biden got in there, you didn't see anyone rioting. Okay, except for those clowns over there at the Capitol on January 6th, I'm not going to get into. But now that Trump is back, it seems like these damn people have turned up their vitriol up to number 11,000. Now, of course, some of you are saying, oh, they're just being spoiled brats. Okay. But you can't deny some of them probably got, are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So should we ignore these people and saying, oh, just let them sit there and hold their breath and stomp their feet and eventually they'll exhaust themselves? If they're a bunch of little kindergartners, I would say, yeah. But he did with grown women. So what's going to happen? I don't rightly know. But it does show a lack of maturity. That's for sure. And indeed, more than a few people, like old Tim Pool, and Dr. Steve Turley, yeah. He said that a lot of these people have, what's the cliche, arrested development disease? Or back when I was growing up, I used to call it a Peter Pan syndrome. Basically, people who, even though they're chronologically like 40-year-olds, they're still acting as though they're still 10 or 12. Yeah. So what can you do about that? You could, now if they're a bunch of little kids, you can probably spank their little heinies and send them up to the room out their dessert. But since you're dealing with adults, yeah, that might not work this time around. Nope. But hey, as you saw in Watson's video, their behavior, how can I say it, is misdirected. I mean, cutting your hair off, and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to sleep with MAGA chats and stuff like that." I mean, that's definitely performative. Because if you saw in his video, most of those women look like they haven't slept with anyone since like ever. Yeah. No, can you spell the word virginal? Yeah. Or what was that damn movie that came out a few years back? The 40-Year-Old Virgin? Yeah, precisely. So, if they want to shave their heads off and say, "I'm going to swear off something that I never had," well, hey, what can you say about that? Or as my mom once told me, a person who's never had steak won't miss it. And as far as these women are concerned, they never slept with a, dare I use a phrase, MAGA Chad. I think they won't miss it. Well, that's all I gotta say about the loony leftists and their hissy fits. And that's my opinion.
There's 2 eyes for every one of us, but somebody got them first and took them on. Man, oh man, you think it's so American?